Key, are you ready? Bayou Diva, let them know that you're ready. It's Thursday night, they at it again. You got it locked into the ladies then. It's Lady K, Kiki too, plus the Bayou Diva. You know how they do. From breaking news to favorite foods. See what's poppin' in the city, hot topics too. Advice for your issues if you need to grab a tissue. Just wait till a break, they may say something that'll fit you. Amazing guests live on set. You can laugh to your heart's content. They appreciate your love cause it's truly a blessing. My name's Saga Boss and I approve this message.
Ain't no room for hating, enjoy the entertainment. You are locked in to the ladies' den. So there's no confusion, they love what they do. You are locked in to the ladies' den.
The Ladies Den, Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell them Saga sent you.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
What's up, everybody? I'm trying to get my lighting right. I don't know. I don't like those little lines. Do you see lines going across me?
Yeah.
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 I don't like that.
Is that sunlight or something? Is that a
No, I
lamp?
just have like
Okay.
a little lamp. Yeah, there.
That's, that's what it is because it's moving. Okay, it's gone now. Yep.
Yeah. I just didn't want it still like to be too dark though, you know. Hold on.
No, you're good. That's good.
Okay, there we go.
That
I'm
was
brightening up
good.
my screen. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ladies Den.
Welcome in.
Yes. Where we talk about everything. We are uncut. We are unfiltered. But this month, to me, is a very special month because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And sometimes I think I suffer with a little mental illness. I might, y'all. Don't talk about me.
Yeah, I think we all do.
But
we all do.
So this is a topic that needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about. And I also like to do this, like all this month, we're talking about mental health and mental illnesses. We might throw a little something else in there, but this is very important because there are so many mental illnesses that people don't think is a mental illness. So we are definitely going to discuss that. So tonight, I was supposed to have a guest, but she's going to come next week. But tonight, so we're going to tell you what mental health is and what mental illness is. And we're just going to talk about some ways that we've learned to help our mental. So, and then we're going to show that video I sent you last night. The man with the dog. We are going to talk about this. We're going to show you guys a video and then we're going to discuss it. Some people seem to feel like this particular guy, there's nothing wrong with him. He's normal. If this is how he wants to live his life, then it should be okay. But clearly, after you watch this video, clearly you will see that this man has a mental illness. All right. So before we get into that, you guys know every week we feature a different beverage. We are definitely looking for some beverage sponsors. If you sell a wine or a tea, a lemonade, water, anything that you sell, send us some. We'll try it. We'll give our reviews on the show. So we'll sponsor your we'll feature your beverage on the Ladies Den. Yeah. Tonight, y'all. I'm trying to finish this bottle up, but this
what is that?
This is 1800 pineapple.
Okay.
So good. And it's already mixed. So it comes with everything in it. And it is it says 9.95 alcohol. Then it says by volume, it's 1.75. Then it says 19.9 proof.
Woo!
Yes. Yes.
Stop
And
it. No wonder
this
it's taking you so long.
this big bottle was only like 19 bucks.
Okay.
And as you
Okay.
can see, I've been drinking it.
You've been drinking and you've been drinking.
Now they have pineapple, they have the jalapeno one. I mean, it comes in
Oh,
all different flavors,
no.
but I'm a fruity girl when it comes to my drinks. So
Yeah.
pineapple, coconut, things like that, strawberry, cherries, any kind of fruits, I'm good. I don't
You
really like
good?
straight alcohol or straight drinks unless I'm popping a shot real
I
quick.
do. I do.
1800. We need a sponsorship. 1800. We need a sponsorship. Can you send us a bottle or something?
Now, is it smooth? How is it?
It is. It's really smooth. It's not strong. It doesn't have that bite on the end like the 1800 tequila. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's really
Okay.
smooth. And you can see that, well, not through that cup because that's like a frosty cup, but
Frosted.
you
Hmm.
can see how really thin it is. You see
Yeah.
that? It's
Yeah.
really thin. It's not heavy. So it's really good. But wait a minute now. It's smooth and it's good.
And it's good.
But don't
Okay.
fool yourself with that 19.9 proof. It will kick you in your butt.
And
So
so
just
it
because
sneak
it
up on
tastes
you.
good, don't be like, oh,
Uh-huh.
that's good. Oh, yeah. And try to get up out of seat. Okay. Just letting you know. Just letting
One
you
of
know.
them, one of them sneak up on you.
It is one of them sneak up on you.
Well,
So what
up
you drinking
on
tonight,
you.
Lady K?
Girl, I'm just drinking. I got some water with some strawberry crystal light in the water, and then I
Your
got
favorite.
a cup of green tea, child.
Oh, you're not getting sick or
Yeah.
nothing like that, are you?
No. So I've been doing this program. I signed up for it. One of my cousins is a personal trainer here in Atlanta. I don't live in
Hmm.
Atlanta. I live in Fayetteville. So
Okay.
in Atlanta. Well, you know how people be like, where you live? We're like, I live in Atlanta. Where you live
Yeah.
for real? Alpharetta. You don't live in Atlanta, boo. Stop
Right.
it.
Right.
But,
Right.
but so I signed up for this program. It's 8 weeks long. And so it includes like meal planning and nutrition and all of that. So I've been just doing a lot of water and green tea along with my food plan. So I hadn't really been well, I had a couple of drinks. I did have, but I have cut back a whole lot. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and I done lost a couple of pounds, about seven,
Yay.
7 or 8. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I've been trying to just do my water, which I love this circle cup, y'all. These things are the
Oh, you were
bomb.
talking about that. Okay.
Yes, because you get the little you buy these little cartridges to put in your water. So it's almost like Crystal Light, but
Mm-hmm.
it comes, you get this little thing that goes in
Mm-hmm.
your cup. It's $3 from Walmart. They have so many different flavors, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives your water a taste, but it's not sweet. It just gives your water a taste. And this is a
Mm-hmm.
new one that I tried, the Frosted Refreshers. And this one is the Paradise is so good. Tastes like pineapple.
Okay.
I figured it
Okay.
would. But this cup is really good, y'all. It helps me because I am not a water drinker like that.
Okay. Okay.
So it helps me drink my water. So,
Okay.
oh,
Well, I don't shop at Walmart, so I wouldn't be getting. I wouldn't be going over.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't. I don't do Walmart.
I haven't been lately because when I got this cup for Christmas, I brought like six of the refills, and then I went a couple of times after that. And every time I go, I buy like two or three, so I don't need to go for a minute. I
Right.
don't need to go for a minute.
Okay.
But let me before we go into, I got to tell y'all about this freaking popcorn.
Where you get that from? What's that?
Girl, listen, Linda. From the gas station. It comes in like several discs from the gas station.
Okay.
$2.49. You see it right there? 2.49. When I
249.
tell
Okay.
y'all this is the best popcorn. Of course, I'm from New Orleans, so I like everything spicy. So I just buy
Oh.
the hot one. But when I first tried it, V brought it to me and they did it like a Chicago mix. So they had the hot mixed in with the caramel and the cheese.
Oh.
So it
Oh,
was different
okay.
colors. Yes. So they have
Okay.
it like this. You could buy it straight hot. You could buy the caramel, the cheese, and the hot. You could buy
Mm-hmm.
the caramel and the hot and the cheese and the hot.
Okay.
And then they also have apple. It's like green popcorn. So it's like an apple with the hot
Okay.
and the cheese as well. And the caramel.
Okay. So all they have is hot. That's it. They don't.
No. That's what I'm saying. You can buy it
You
without
was
the hot.
talking about. Okay. You
The
talking about the
mixtures,
one that
like you
you
can
buy.
buy the caramel and the cheese by itself, or you could buy the
Mm-hmm.
caramel, the cheese, and the hot. You could buy the apple, the caramel, and the cheese. You could buy the apple and cheese. So they have like 4 or 5 different bags.
I
But of
got
course,
you.
the New
Okay.
Orleans girl got to have her hot and spicy.
Ooh,
So y'all
yeah.
gotta try this. Y'all definitely have to try this popcorn. It is everything, and
And what's
especially
the
for the
name of
price.
it? What's the
Huh?
name of it? What's the brand?
Oh my hottie. Well, this
Oh
one
my,
is
oh
Oh My
my.
Hottie, but it's Oh My Snacks. It's by
Oh,
a
oh
company
my.
called Oh My Snacks.
Oh my. Oh,
Oh,
I see it. Oh my
oh
snacks.
My
Okay.
Snacks. And
Okay. Shout out to
it is
all my
so,
snacks.
oh my God, it is so good. You can find it really at any gas station like the 7-Eleven, BP.
QT.
I have not seen them in the QTs or the racetrack. It's all
Oh,
the
okay.
other ones that I found them, like the BPs, the Texaco, the Amoco, the little corner ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. So good, so good,
Okay.
so good. Try it. Y'all gotta try
Okay.
it. This be my little midnight snack when I'm hungry. I be snacking on my popcorn. But so
Uh,
anyway, y'all, as like I was saying, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So this is when we talk about mental illnesses and everything.
yeah.
Dealing mental. So I'm gonna read you guys something, and I want to tell you what mental health is, because
Okay.
I think people mix up mental health. Hey, Jug. I think people mix up mental health with mental illness. It's a totally different thing.
Totally different
So,
thing. Okay.
yeah, mental health encompasses an individual emotional, psychological, and social well being, significantly impacting how they think, feel, and believe. It influences how people cope with stress, build
Mm,
relationships, and make
mm-hmm.
decisions, being a critical component of overall health at every stage of life. Mental health
Okay.
is more than just the absence of mental disorders, it's a state of well being that enables an individual to realize their abilities, learn effectively, work well, and contribute to their community. That is mental health. That means your mental is healthy. You can do things. You
Mm-hmm.
learn how to deal with stress. You can work well with others. You can contribute to your community. You can do things like that, and it works with your overall health. That's mental health. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mental illness, and it's totally different. And then after I read this, I'm going to tell you the different mental illnesses that we will be touching on for the whole month of May. Okay. And I know a lot of people probably like mental health, da, da, da. I'm telling you, your mental health is so important. It is
It's very
so,
important.
so important to your daily life. You've got to check on your mental. But
Yes.
now I'm going to tell you about mental illnesses. Mental illnesses, also known as mental health disorders, are conditions that affect a person's thinking, feeling, mood, or behavior. These conditions can impact daily functioning and the ability to relate to others. Okay. Mental illnesses encompass a wide range of conditions with varying degrees of severity and impact. Some common categories are, so some mental illnesses that we don't think or mental illnesses is anxiety disorder, depression and other mood disorders, psychotic disorders, eating disorders, personality disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, and post traumatic stress disorder. So there's so many, and we will touch on each one of these disorders this month. We will definitely touch on it. We want you guys to weigh in on the topic. If you have suffered with a mental illness, or have dealt with someone that you know have a mental illness, we would definitely like to hear from you. Hold on. You know I can't do two things at one time, right?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to switch over from my phone to my laptop. I had to reboot. Just weird.
I was having problems with mine a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's this thing's crazy.
What
But
we doing?
they're electronics, and they work when they want to work, and when they work, they're good.
Oh yeah, it's great when it works.
So also, now what I'm gonna do before we show this video, I really, really want some people to come in and look at this video, and I want to know your thoughts and what you think. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you the types of mental illnesses, okay? So
Okay.
the first one is anxiety disorders. Anxiety disorders are characterized by excessive worry, fear, and related behavioral disturbances. Okay? And examples include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and phobias. So that means like anything you're afraid of, like me, I'm afraid of spiders. That could be an anxiety disorder for me. I don't like no kind of bugs, no nothing. I will freak out. I have actually had panic attacks from bugs. That something spider got a little bitty spider got on my hand, and they was already about to take me to the emergency room
Oh
because
Lord.
I don't. That's a phobia of mine. So, like I said, I have a mental illness because I do have anxiety about flying and bugs. I just don't like them, right? And then
Okay.
there's like social anxiety, when people get nervous about talking to other people and being in big crowds and socializing with other people, and again, we're going to dive deeper into each one of these mental illnesses throughout the month. Okay. The next one that honestly I did not realize was categorized as a mental illness until we had a therapist on last year to talk
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
Depression
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and your mood swings, the mood disorders. I had no idea that was a mental illness. And a
Okay.
lot of people who don't know, they don't think about the depression as a mental illness. They don't. They just, first of all, they know they're depressed. They know their moods are up and down. But again, I wasn't aware that it was a mental illness. I thought it was just something. And being a nurse, I didn't know that it was actually depression was actually considered a mental illness. And again, until we had a therapist on last year to talk about anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yep.
I'm going to read to you. Depression and other mood disorders involve persistent sadness, loss of interest, other symptoms like sleep disturbances, appetite changes, fatigue, and examples include like major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, and seasonal affective disorder. And we talked about that during Christmas time, during Thanksgiving time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that because the holiday come around. I mean, and I know because Thanksgiving was a holiday that I shared with my mom.
Right.
And when
Right.
Thanksgiving come, I get sad. I don't really want to talk to nobody. I didn't. But that is a mental illness. And again, I didn't know.
Realize it.
I
Yep.
just know I got sad around that time. And like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to go nowhere. I wanted to stop doing, normal Thanksgivings. I didn't want to do them anymore. And it was just a lot. And until the therapist came on and we talked about it, I had no idea. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, wow, I have a mental illness and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. So it could be the simplest things, but like we also talk about, and I talk about all the time as a medical professional, if you're feeling any kind of way and you know that something is going on, then I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Um, we'll get into that part a little later. But there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody. You don't have to be crazy. Everybody thinks that if you go and talk to a therapist, you're crazy. But that's the
Right.
stigma that was put on your mental when we were young. In your high school days, teenage days, you talk about going to therapy, people gonna think you're crazy. But
Right.
that's the stigma that they put on it. And sometimes therapy is just that I need to talk to you because I can't talk to my family.
Right.
I can't talk to somebody else. I need to talk to somebody who's going to really be what do you
Hear you.
call it? Neutral.
Understanding. Somebody be
Yeah,
Oh no.
understanding, neutral
Yeah.
to
Mm.
what I'm going through, what I'm talking about, what's happening in my life. I need somebody that's going to be neutral, not somebody that's just going to be like, "Oh Lord, girl, this girl crazy. She came over here and talked to me and da da da." And another
Yeah.
thing, you have to watch who you're venting to when you're having your mental illness situations or
Yes.
whatever is going on with
Yeah.
you. You still have to be careful about who you talk to,
Who you
because
talk to.
everybody's not receptive. Everybody doesn't really understand mental illnesses and their mental health. So,
Right.
and the bottom line is nobody can help you if their mental is messed up.
Exactly. Oh my.
Nobody can help you if their mental is messed up because they don't know what to tell you. And
Mm-mm.
believe it or not, when I gave my first mental health retreat, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but when I gave my first mental health retreat, I didn't know that I needed that retreat just as much as the ladies that were here. I
Mm-hmm.
did it because of certain friends, and I knew that they needed
Mm-hmm.
something. They needed somebody. They needed to talk. They needed to do this. So that's why I started doing the retreats. And again, like I said, I didn't realize how much I needed the
Yeah.
retreat
Yeah.
just as much as them.
Yeah.
So
It was
check
a
on your
blessing. I'm
mental,
glad you
y'all.
did it. I'm glad you
Huh?
did it. So I'm glad
Y-
you did it. It was a blessing.
Yes. Thank y'all. Thank you for coming. But
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go through these next four really quick, and then we're gonna show you guys this video.
Cause
And I really, really just want y'all opinion on it. I know there were people commenting that he's fine. He ain't fine.
no,
He ain't fine.
no.
So the next one is psychotic disorders. And psychotic disorders are characterized by delusions, hallucinations,
Mm,
disorganized thinking, and any abnormal behavior. Schizophrenia is a prominent example of psychotic disorder.
got you.
Um, ah, if somebody's hallucinating or they're delusional about something or their thinking is like way off, get
Mm-hmm.
them some help immediately.
Yeah.
Get them some help immediately
Yeah.
because
Not.
something yes, something is wrong. And then these type of people, schizophrenia and hallucinations and delusions, these people can harm you, not
Yeah.
intentionally,
Yeah.
but they might see something on you that ain't on you
Right.
and trying to help you get it off, and they done beat you half to death because they trying to get something off of you that ain't even on you.
Right.
So you gotta be careful, and you just gotta pay attention to your loved ones. Pay attention to the people not just your loved ones, your friends. Pay attention to the people that's around you. because somebody could be going through something and you don't know. You got to pay attention. And we've talked about that on this show as well, paying attention to the people that's around you. So the next one is the eating disorder. Now, this involves disturbances in eating behavior, preoccupation with food, weight, and body image. So examples of eating disorders is anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. So it's two disorders where you eat, but you'll get rid of the food. Yet you make yourself throw up. That's anorexic. That's bulimic. Well, it's bulimic to eat and then make yourself throw your food up.
Right.
And then a binge eating disorder is like you just eating. You just eating because the food, because you see it and you know it's there.
Right.
And you just eating, you just eating, you just eating, you just eating. You're binge eating. And that's really not good. That's just not good at all. And if you're doing that, you have an eating disorder, which is a mental illness. So you have to, I really want y'all to tune in this month. If y'all never tuned into the ladies, then this is going to be a very important month. Very important month.
Very.
The next one is personality disorder. Now, this is characterized by inflexible and unhealthy personality traits that cause significant problems in relationship or other areas of life. Examples include borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
So it can mess up a relationship. It can definitely. So let me do this real quick.
Big time.
So a personality disorder is a mental condition where people have a lifelong pattern of seeing themselves and reacting to others in ways that cause problems. People with personality disorders often have a hard time understanding emotions and tolerating distress, and they act impulsively. So I wanted you guys to know what the personality disorders are like. You trying to act a certain kind of way, and that they ain't even you.
See.
So no. So the next one is the obsessive compulsive disorder known as OCD. It involves persistent unwanted thoughts and repetitive behaviors aimed at reducing anxiety. OCD, people who always cleaning.
Yeah.
People who always, goddamn, your house ain't got to be that clean. You clean it once a week, you clean it.
Or would it
You're
also
constantly washing your hands. You're constantly using sanitizer. You're constantly you just all day.
What about the people that have to have like certain things organized a certain way? Like all the cans have to be
like you might have certain things on your shelf one way, and somebody come in and move it. You like, oh my God, you can't move that. You can't move that. Yeah. They have to have things in a certain way. And if it's out of order, they will freak out.
They go crazy. Like, oh my God. Be like,
So
what's wrong with you?
OCD and all of these things are so serious, you guys. It is so serious. And I can go back to the depression, and we talked about it last year. And every May, just know we're gonna be touching on mental health and mental illnesses. But this is why these so-called, these people are killing themselves, all these celebrities, because they were suffering with depression and nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
They were suffering with anxiety and nobody knew.
So sad.
And it can get to a point where you feel like you can't deal with it anymore, and you feel like your only option is to kill yourself, because if you're dead, you ain't got to deal with it.
It ain't no problem. Right.
And that's the resolution that a lot of these celebrities, and not just celebrities, but people we know, people around us, That's how they feel. They feel like, oh well, even if somebody don't love them, blah blah blah, they looking for. I mean, it's just all kind of things that we're gonna touch on that make them feel like, well, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, so why am I here?
Right. What? Yeah. Yeah.
Why do I need to be here? I don't
Yeah.
need to be here. No, nobody ain't gonna miss me if I'm gone. Nobody's
Yep.
called and checked on me in 2 weeks, so nobody loves me.
Yep.
So you know what? I'm just kill myself. Nobody ain't gonna miss me.
Yeah. Yep. I
And if
definitely.
they're talking like that, but again, I've said this before, and because of my psychology that I've had, I've said this before. If someone really, I mean, like really just feel like they want to kill themselves, they're going to do it and they're not going to tell you
That's true.
because they don't want to be stopped. More than likely, when somebody has a suicide ideation in their mind, they're not telling anybody.
Right.
They've made up their mind that this is what they want to do. They're going to kill themselves and they're not going to tell anybody because they don't want anybody to stop them.
That's
This,
true.
hence, suicide letters. They'll
That's
leave a letter before they call somebody and say, "Oh, I just feel like," and be leery of the people who are just, who's telling you about it. It's very few that'll tell you, but you still have to look out for the ones that do say something
mm-hmm.
because it might just be a cry for help. Let me take that back. It is a cry for help.
Right.
It definitely is a cry for help. But again, if somebody's made up in their mind that they don't want no help because they ain't talking to nobody, they don't want to see nobody, they ain't telling you, you're going to find them
Right.
expired. They're
Yep.
not going to tell you. So again, you do have to pay attention to the people that are around you who are making certain remarks and certain comments because they're wanting to get help, but that's their way of asking someone without asking someone. And I'm gonna go over this. The last one is post-traumatic stress disorder. It says post PTSD develops after experiencing a traumatic event and involves symptoms like flashback, nightmares, and emotional distress.
Yeah.
And reading this, I could go back to myself. I might suffer from PTSD because of about 5, maybe 6 years ago, I was in 3 accidents. And when I get in the car now, I'm like, ugh, oh, I'm
Yeah.
really nervous to drive. Y'all probably don't see it, but when I tell you I'm on pins and needles,
Yeah.
because neither one of the accidents were my fault.
Right.
I was rear-ended in a car with V. I was sideswiped in my own car, and then I was rear-ended in my own car. I was in 3 accidents, and then she was in 3. The 4th accident, somebody in Tennessee almost ran us off the road. And this
Jesus.
was 2 months after my first neck surgery. So hence why I had to get a
Ooh.
second
Oh
one.
man. Oh no man.
So
Oh my God.
now when I get in a car, and V's kind of nervous to ride with me now because when I get in the car, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm trying, it could look like somebody gonna hit me. I'm trying to move.
Yeah.
And V's like, you can't do that because you're gonna hit somebody else. So I can probably say that I suffer with PTSD of driving.
Yeah.
That's 4 accidents within 6 years.
I could
So I get every time, Jesus, and I pray, I pray. I'm not as nervous as I was right after my second surgery,
mm-hmm.
but I still get my little nervous. I just have to say my prayers and be like, Lord, you take the wheel.
Yes.
You get me to where I'm going.
Yes.
But I'm still on pins and needles. I'm like somebody's gonna hit me. So I have to get that out of my mind. But those accidents was like back to back to back. It's like 4 accidents. And the crazy part, none of them was our fault. Texting
I,
and driving on 2 of them.
ooh. What?
So, and again, like I said, that could be considered my PTSD because I get so nervous, I get emotional, I get anxiety when I get in the car.
Yeah.
I even get anxiety when I'm riding with somebody because I'm scared. So little simple things like that can cause post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, it can.
So,
Yes, it can.
and I'm going to tell you guys the causes of mental illness, right? So the causes of mental illness are complex and often involve a combination of factors. The first factor is genetics.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that mental illnesses some of them are genetic. You have gotten them from your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and somebody in your family has had one of these disorders.
Yeah.
And there was no way you just could not have it.
Right.
But again, hence we talk about knowing your family's history
That's it.
so that you could, you know, take care of these things if you know.
Yep. Yep. But you got to
You
know
gotta
about
know you. Yeah, and it says family history and inherited traits
it. Yep.
can increase the risk of developing certain mental illnesses. So again, know your family
Right.
history. You start having anxiety, you start having depression and all this kind of
Yes.
stuff, and you feel like you're normal or you shouldn't be, and why? Go talk to your mama, go talk to your daddy. If neither one of them are here like
Yeah.
mine, but I already knew their issues. But if they're not here like mine, then you just need to seek some kind of consult, go to a doctor, do some testing, and kind of figure out what's going on. Because
Yep.
sometimes it's
They think
not just you.
Yeah.
It came from a family member. It came from somewhere down that inherited line.
And for the people that know about it, make sure you let your family members know, yes, Aunt so-and-so or grandma was diagnosed schizophrenic or whatever.
Right.
So that way you already know what it is if you feel it, and you know to look for it when you can let your doctor know or whatever. Because a lot of times you have a lot of families that, they try to hide that because they back in the day they was embarrassed of that.
Yes, they
won't
were.
tell nobody. But then you got, a kid that comes out and they're like severely psychotic, and you try to figure out where the hell it came from. Well, from his grandma. Y'all didn't tell him that she used to drink all the time because she used to hear voices? Y'all didn't say that?
Right.
Y'all ain't tell nobody she was self-medicating? Y'all didn't. Yeah. So if you know about it, say something.
Yeah, you gotta say something. Yeah. And this day and time, we ain't keeping family secrets no more. Them ladies, most of them gone on to glory.
Yeah.
But and just like she said, if you know and you notice that your niece or your nephews act in a certain kind of way, and that's the time to pull them aside and say, hey, what's going on? You might want to go get this checked because your aunt so-and-so, like Nisa say, was schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So not saying that you are, but why don't you go get some testing, because I'm noticing something, is different about you. So, let your family know. Don't let people walk around and your mama's mama and your daddy's daddy, all of them were schizophrenic. Yeah. And you ain't telling nobody. Come on. You got to say something.
Yep.
And throughout certain topics that we talk about on our show, we talk about that all the time, knowing your family history.
Family history. You got
knowing your family history. I know mine. And I think really the reason why I know mine is because being a nurse, when I see somebody, I be like, "Man, who had that in the family?" I'm asking questions. But your average person would not know the questions to ask. But you still just, you bipolar. My son is bipolar, my baby boy. He was diagnosed bipolar, ADHD. I'm ADHD. I was diagnosed as a kid, but back then my mama didn't put they didn't put us on medication. They didn't do that. They whipped your ass until you sit down somewhere because they
Right.
didn't believe in that.
Right.
They thought you was just hyper.
Right.
But all
But-
along, I'm ADHD. Like I can't do. If y'all watch the ladies, then y'all see it all the time. I'll be like, hold on, let me. I'm trying to put my Facebook up because I can't do too many things at once. I can multitask, but my multitasking can only be two things. I can multitask with two things. Don't give me 4 or 5 because something ain't gonna get done or it's gonna be messed up. I'm just telling you. Okay.
Lord have
But
mercy.
as I've gotten older, I've learned how to control it though. I've learned how to slow myself down and do what I need to do. But to be honest, like I start back school in June. I'm going to get some medicine
Okay.
because I need to concentrate. Nursing is not easy.
Yeah.
I need to concentrate and I can't do by myself. I know I need something to help me concentrate.
To help you focus.
Yeah, to help me focus.
Yeah.
But again, people, if you know you got a brother and your brother just start acting weird and crazy, and your mama had anxiety and depression, you got to tell your brother to go get checked for that.
Yep.
A lot of these things are genetic. And because it's genetic, it increases the mental illness.
Yes.
And it'll be worse with you than it was with your mom or your dad.
Yep.
The next one is brain chemistry. It's an imbalance of your neurotransmitters.
Mm-hmm.
And it says which are brain chemicals that regulate mood and other functions that may contribute to mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
So your neurotransmitters and your brain and the chemicals, it's an imbalance.
Mm-hmm. Chemical imbalance. Yep.
And again, y'all, there is nothing wrong with getting checked.
Not a thing.
We have to stop telling people because they're having therapy, they crazy. That's not correct. Stop doing that.
That's not true. Yeah.
A lot of people just have difficult, like for me, I can say I can do therapy because I'm having a difficult time. I'm dealing with my mother's death. I have a difficult time like dealing with school and I'm trying to focus on everything. And I just need somebody to talk to help me balance this.
Right.
So it's not all about being crazy all the time. And again, we have to break that stigma, especially in the African American community. We have to stop doing that because that veers people away from going and get help because either they go and they don't tell nobody, which is fine. But stop saying that to veer people away from getting help because they figure if they're getting help, they crazy.
Yeah.
Girl, she must be crazy. She talking to a psychiatrist. She must be crazy. She taking that medicine. Girl, she must be crazy. He must be crazy. We have to stop. We have to stop it. We're losing so many of our people to suicide.
Okay.
We have to stop. We have to stop and help our people instead of hurting our people. And the next one is environmental factors. So stressful life events like traumas, death, losing a parent, losing a sister, losing a sibling, losing family members, period. And exposure to toxins or adverse conditions due to prenatal development can also play a role.
Okay.
So get on them prenatal vitamins, you pregnant ladies.
Okay. So the
Take
baby's
care of yourself, and the stressful life event. Just life. How we say life be lifing. And sometimes you might just need to talk to somebody because you've got added things to your life. And you're like, you know what? it's too much. I need somebody to help me navigate through this day. This is what my day look like every day, but I can't. I need some help. And there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody to help you navigate through your day. We
Right.
all have a lot going on. We got jobs, we got houses, we got bills, we got kids, we got grandkids. We got us. We got life.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody for help, but there's also different treatments, and we'll get those therapists to talk about that. But it's just for like psychotherapy, medication, support groups. And there are things to help people, but we just have to first acknowledge that we have a mental illness.
Exactly.
Because until we acknowledge we have a mental illness and try to get some type of treatment for it, then our mental health is not good. It's not good at all. So Nisa's gonna play this video. I really want you guys to look at this video and tell us what you think about this. Now, I got plenty of thoughts about this damn video. Okay. And then I want to read some of the comments that people were saying about this particular video.
Sure. Okay.
It's crazy, y'all. Y'all gotta read this. Listen.
Hold on.
And I can't live without my real doll. I'll be back before you know it. Love you. My name is Dave Cat. I'm 37 years of age. And I can't live without my real doll. Originally, when I first got her, I called her my synthetic girlfriend. But it's actually progressed to the point where it's like, she's my wife. She's not awake right now because, basically she kept hitting the snooze button. So it's just like, just let her sleep. It's not even worth getting her out of bed at this point. The whole interaction on a day-to-day basis, along the lines of like getting her dressed, brushing her hair, things of that nature, it brings us closer together as a couple. I'd actually worn this necklace a lot, and I decided she should have it. It's kind of like, when you give your sweetheart a class ring, that sort of thing. Photo shoots are something fun that we do. When I first was even thinking about getting a real doll, I was just like, okay, well, the sex is going to be fantastic. But there's also the whole concept of like taking photographs. My mother and I used to go down to downtown Detroit every weekend. While she was in various stores trying on clothes, I would actually be looking at the mannequins, and it kind of stemmed from there. Back in 1999, actually, my best friend, Monty, had actually tipped me off to a site that sold these lifelike mannequins that were made out of silicone, so they were nice and soft. I was like, oh my God, I've got to have one of these.
Most people find it soothing to live in a fantasy life, to fantasize, or even to daydream. It really becomes problematic when that becomes the predominant way that they live their life.
I gotta admit, me and my friends all thought it was kind of weird, Dave Cat paying quite a sum of money for a real doll. But after he got her and the interest that he showed in her, it was kind of cool in a way.
This will be her anniversary present for our 10-year. I got these matching wedding bands. They say synthetic love lasts forever on them.
When people are lonely, they often look toward alternative means to find relationships. That could be through a pet, sometimes even just going online. But there are really no substitutes for a true human companionship.
I already know she's a doll. It's not a situation where it's just like, oh yeah, she's going to come to life one day. As long as you have at least 1 foot in reality, it's a perfectly normal thing, I think.
All right.
Well, sweetie, I'm heading over to the Playhouse. She'll be back about the usual time. She's cooped up in the apartment all the time, and I'd love to be able to take her places. I'll be back before you know it. Love you. Hold down the fort, okay? But it's just the whole thing of like, oh, there goes that freak with the doll, What Monty and I are going to do is actually try to get some shopping in for the missus. It's obviously got to be stuff that she likes, but then there's obviously the aspect of like, well, she versus what I think she wants and what I would want her to look good in. This is a shirt cardigan thing that just goes over you. Pair of glasses. Let's see how they look on you. They're transparent. I figured they can go with that choker that you got that's also transparent.
It's normal for children to have a rich fantasy life, including imaginary friends. But when it continues into adult life, that's when there is a problem.
That's all you get. So there you go. And you're welcome.
Dave, some people would say that Chichan is a distraction. It kind of derails you
From seeking an organic partner.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be fascinated to learn why, I can't seem to find like an organic partner that's good for me. But will that change my relationship with Chichan? Not entirely sure. Probably not.
Does this relationship provide security, a sense of comfort for you? Because I notice even in our conversations now, you're holding hands, there appears to be some degree of comfort there.
Yes, definitely.
Explain that to me.
After a long day of work or just interacting out and about, I just don't want to have to interact with other people's inconsistencies, really.
Is there a part of you that thinks this is peculiar?
I just think it's a matter of time before more people are choosing the synthetic option.
Are you still lonely?
No. I'm actually quite happy.
So is it a deep sense of fulfillment with regard to not being lonely, or is this a distraction from being lonely?
It's a valid point. He could be
under a bridge with a needle in his arm, but that's not the type of pain relief that he has sought. He has sought this type of fantasized relationship. Let's say if you went on vacation, when you came back, would you talk to her about the vacation?
Yeah.
Would you share pictures?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, let's sit down and look at pics, But, that's, I think, a natural thing that any couple would do.
Dave, she can't see.
Yeah.
And she can't hear.
Yes.
It makes you feel good to do that. And it's fulfilling for you.
Exactly.
And it doesn't hurt anyone.
Exactly.
So knock yourself out.
Yes.
Okay. I get it. I think the biggest danger is that it may ultimately provide a sense of false security. It will become more difficult eventually to have a relationship with a real person.
Right. Well, yeah.
Hey.
No. Wait a minute. That was hilarious.
What you doing?
So what happened? I don't know. Because she was there for the whole video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. That was
So what's your thoughts on that? Like what do you I want to know your thoughts.
my is he got dropped on his head or something. I don't know. Like I'm looking at his mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems like he's a bit slow.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the way that he interacts and just, the way he kind of, talks, even with just, blinking and smiling and talking with his eye. Like if I didn't know about the doll,
Mm-hmm.
if I was having a conversation with him, in my mind, I would be thinking, okay, yeah, something wrong with him. He's not all the way there. I wouldn't even have to know that he had a synthetic doll waiting for him back at the house. Like, I wouldn't. So it seems to me that he would be an example of what we were talking about. You know, if you notice something that's going on with your kid, go get them tested. Because you can't tell me that he didn't have some sort of something going on as a kid that his parents, well, he just mentioned his mom, that his mom could have seen and just, I don't know if she saw it and ignored it. I don't know, but it's no way like this. And then, you know, if she paid attention, she would notice that, you know, okay, he's really fascinated by these mannequins. I don't know if he did that in secret.
Mm-hmm.
That while his mama was shopping, he would pay attention to the mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
He was sneaking and doing that. It seems like he may have, and maybe she just didn't know because he was
But
just,
you know, he was a child, so she probably talked it up to him as like he was just playing with a doll. You know what I'm saying? If he was
right.
paying attention and stuff like that. But
Right. So yeah, they would have had to catch him in his younger years to even get him to the point to where he would even, like, he could, you know, speaks to other humans as having organic relationships. Like,
mhm.
they would have had to catch him in his younger years to where he would, you know, in his mind, figure out how to interact with other humans. Period.
But I mean, he's interacting with other humans because he have his friend. But as far as a relationship,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
On
you're
that
having
level.
sex with this doll.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Because he said the doll is made of silicone.
Silicone, yep.
And it's soft, so it's not hard like a normal doll. So it feels like a human butt.
Mm-hmm.
She don't, like he said, she can't see, she can't hear, she can't talk. So are you looking for some human that's like that? That's not talking, that's not, can't hear you, can't see you, or don't, I mean, like, I want to know what type of fulfillment are you getting out of this besides the sex? It's got to be something else besides the sex. That's just like with anybody. You can have sex with somebody all day long, but what else am I getting from this relationship besides sex? The sex could be mind blowing. It could curl your toes, curl your hair. But after that, what are you giving me? Like literally, I can't even talk to you. Like I could talk to you, but you can't answer me.
Yeah, but he's almost acting like she's answering, even though she's not.
Right. And that is a mental illness. That is what? That's schizophrenia because he's delusional. He's delusional.
He is the Lulu.
And
he's
the Lulu. He's the Lulu.
I noticed he mentioned when the doctor asked him, what did he ask him? He asked him about something along the lines of what was it about interacting or being in a relationship, and that's what he started calling it, being in an organic relationship.
Right.
And when the doctor asked him about, you know, being in one, I'm trying to remember how he said it, but he said something along the lines of, you know, I don't really know why I can't find an organic relationship.
Yeah.
Appeal to me. And then he mentioned something about how he would deal with their inconsistencies. So it's almost like the doll is consistent. She does the same. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so for him, the way he mentioned it, because it was just real quick, he threw that word out there. It's almost as if he was with a human being. We are not robots. We are not dolls. Everything's not gonna be the same. If you make me mad, if we have a conversation, we got emotions, and the way he acts, he almost didn't even seem like he was almost emotionless. The way that he even talk, like his whole demeanor never changed.
Mental illness.
So it's like, yeah, that doll for him is that's him almost. Like he just his whole the way he talked, nothing ever changed. He would halfway smile and close his eyes while he was like it was just weird. Yeah, so that's what
I think that besides them interviewing him, they should have had him go to a psychiatrist. Something is clearly wrong with this man, but he said, if you still have one foot into reality,
that's what he said,
then it should be okay.
Yeah.
What foot you got into reality? Because you have solely planned your life with this doll. And my thing is like, even the sex, you having sex with a doll, she ain't moving. She can't hug you back. She can't touch you. Like, that's...
No.
This is the perfect example of a mental illness. Perfect example.
Yep.
And his friend is just as psycho as he is.
Well, because the friend gave him the website.
Told him about it.
To go get, so they all got the silicone. I guess they get together and have double dates or something. I don't know. With the he got his silicone person, and his friend got his silicone person.
You said they gonna get together to double date. I mean, like, this is crazy.
But there's a world, like he even said, I just feel like in my mind, at some point, more people are gonna go to,
synthetic dolls.
Relationships. So there is an alternate world out there where this is happening. This is happening. Now, if he get one of them robots that talk, this, he really gonna be in heaven, because it'll still be a consistent.
But see, then it'll be different, because I don't know if they got that silicone skin now.
They do. They do.
Oh, they do.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this man is sick, y'all. He is sick.
Mental health awareness.
He has a mental illness. His mental health is in the toilet. He ain't got none.
I wonder if his mom is still living. Like, I wonder what she, like, I would love to hear from her.
Did he mention something about his mom? Did he? I thought he did.
Just that when he was a kid, when they would go shopping.
Oh, when they went to the mall. But
that's when he would be admiring the mannequins.
You people out there in this world that is listening to this show, if you have a life with a doll, you have a mental illness that needs to be talked about. That part, you're crazy. Okay? You need to talk to somebody. You're sleeping with a mannequin, a doll.
With a doll, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. A real life doll you're sleeping with because they feel like they're really alive or whatever.
They feel that's the silicone, that's the skin.
And you talking to a doll that ain't talking back.
Yeah. Dressing her.
You shopping for her, buying her him or her.
Yeah.
Because some of the women out there, they probably just as crazy as him.
They are, yeah. Yeah.
You shopping, you buying clothes, but in the same breath, you can say that you don't want to take them out because you don't want people to think a certain way.
Yep, that's what he said. I don't want them to look at me and say, there go that freak with that doll.
There go the freak with the doll. So here it is. You already know what you are.
He know it's weird.
This
Well, he
is-
even said, I don't know why I can't be in a relationship with an organic person, or however, whatever he called us. He said he didn't know why he couldn't. So
I think he need help. I think the police should have been there. I think all of that. That should have stopped right there.
well,
Man, mister, you need some help.
That's what the therapist said. You ain't hurting nobody. He ain't breaking no laws. He ain't doing nothing extra crazy. He going about his life, doing what he doing. He just got that doll that he feel like is his wife. And other than that, what? He ain't breaking no laws. He ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah, well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's touched. That's what he is.
Very much. Key, what you think about it?
Yeah. Did you get a chance? Were you able to see the whole video?
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Welcome.
I think that something happened traumatically in his upbringing that makes him feel like he can't have a relationship with a real person. I think that doll is a comfort. It's a comfort for him.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that because I mean, even just like I was listening to you when you said he has no emotion.
Mm-mm.
His whole, just looking at him, just listening to him talk, just everything was just emotionless.
It was.
His whole conversation was monotone. It was just the same.
Yep.
Hey, I love you. I'm going to the store. I'm gonna do this. I'll be back. See it. So everything was the same across the board. Mm-hmm. So I really think that I don't know what happened. Difficulties. I really think that something happened traumatically to him, and that's his way of
coping
with it and dealing with it, to say, and he may have been teased as a young kid. You know, he may have something must have happened to him for him to feel like he couldn't have, or nobody would love him in real life.
Mm-hmm.
A human being, he couldn't have that love from nobody else, probably except for his mom. Mm-hmm. Don't know even if his mom had anything to do with the reason why he is how he is now.
Right.
Because, you know, them going to the store, them shopping, him being obsessed with the mannequins. Did he have this conversation with her?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something had to have happened in order for him to feel this strongly about this real life, quote unquote, silicone doll, that he went from just having the doll to now they're married. So he treats her like, and then another thing that he said was the consistency.
Right.
He know that he don't have to worry about nothing from this doll.
Nothing, no changes.
He can nothing. She's gonna sit where he put her at.
Yep.
When he leave and when he come home, she gonna be right there.
Right there.
When whatever he dress her in, she ain't gonna have no qualms about it. She ain't gonna fuss about it. Whatever hair, however he style her hair, so she ain't gonna do nothing.
Yep.
Except for whatever he wants to be done. And I think it's also a controlling factor. He may not look, but that's a controlling issue too.
That's true.
Because he's controlling the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And it's consistent. He ain't got to worry about when he come home. She ain't arguing and fussing about it. She hungry. You know what I'm saying? She ain't even fussing about having sex.
Right.
Because he gonna do what he want to do with her whenever he wants to. That's the sickening part right there.
Right.
Everything else, I mean, you could be obsessed. You got the dog as a friend or whatever, but that's when it becomes sickening, because you're literally having sex with this dog. So that means she got a hole somewhere.
She probably got both of them.
And again, he's in control. He's
Real.
controlling the whole situation. But I wouldn't call him crazy because he said he don't want to take her outside because he knows people are going to talk about him. They're going to shun him. So he ain't crazy.
He ain't crazy.
He knows exactly what's going on. Now he in his fantasy world, that's his world. What he got going on. Yeah, and he got his friends that's backing him because, like I say, they all may be having a little plastic orgy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, but
you're right. He's not crazy. He's not crazy.
He know that if he get out there and he go outside with that dog.
Yes.
That's when the shit gonna hit the fan.
And that's why he said, when you still have one foot into reality,
that's when you know that's what I'm saying. That's when he not crazy.
He ain't crazy.
Now he got some issues. Yeah, he got some issues.
He need to check if they still giving him. You know, your boy. I don't know.
Yeah, but because like you said, just looking at him, just looking at him, it's like, yo, like you said, if you was to sit and walk up and have a conversation with him, and be like, something that he missing some color, he missing some crayons.
Yeah,
he missing some tools out the shed. He missing a sandwich out that picnic basket. His elevator, all of that. You can tell something is wrong. So yeah.
And I guess I wonder why his friends and family are pushing this.
Did he mention family though? He only said friends.
Well, right. Well, let's say friends.
Yeah.
Why first and foremost, the friend who introduced him and told him about these dolls.
Yes.
Now that one got some issues too.
He may have a doll of his own. He may, you know what I'm saying?
It was the woman that was in the store with him, Monty.
Oh, well, she got her doll too.
We only seen the side of her.
Oh, I thought that was a guy. So he had a friend of his that was a guy.
A man, like a woman, a trans. I don't know, but he said Monty. And Monty was the one with him in the store. But she had long curly hair like a woman, so I don't know if it's a man or I don't know. But
they're all in the same group, just like with gamers or whatever. Like I don't even know what the group is called, but they all doing the same thing. Because it sounds like he originally had a mannequin, like a regular mannequin, and then his friend said, "Hey, you go to this website, you can get one made out of silicone."
And that was a guy, though, right? That was the guy that said that.
He said Monty. He
no. They interviewed a guy as well.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you to play it again, Nisa. Play the video one more time. Yes, he did, but that wasn't Monty.
No. I know, but that was a friend. That was a friend that agreed with this madness.
Okay, here we go.
Dave Cat. I'm 37 years of age, and I can't live without my real doll. Originally, when I first got her, I called her my synthetic girlfriend, but it's actually progressed to the point where it's like, she's my wife. She's not awake right now because, basically she kept hitting the snooze button, so it's just like, just let her sleep. It's not even worth getting her out of bed.
That would scare the shit out of me if I walked in the house and see, you know what I'm saying?
Basis, along the lines of like getting her dressed,
he said she kept hitting the snooze
things of
button.
that nature. It brings us closer together as a couple. I'd actually worn this necklace a lot, and I decided she should have it. It's kind of like, when you give your sweetheart a class ring, that sort of thing. Photo shoots are something fun that we do. When I first was even thinking about getting a real doll, I was just like, okay, well, the sex is going to be fantastic. But there's also the whole concept of like taking photographs. My mother and I used to go down to downtown Detroit every weekend while she was in various stores trying on clothes, I would actually be looking at the mannequins, and it kind of stemmed from there. Back in 1999, actually, my best friend, Monty, had actually tipped me off to a site that sold these lifelike mannequins that were made out of silicone, so they were nice and soft. I was like, oh my God, I've got to have one of these.
Most people find it soothing to live in a fantasy life, to fantasize, or even to daydream. It really becomes problematic when that becomes the predominant way that they live their life.
I gotta admit, me and my friends all thought it was kind of weird, you know, Dave Cad paying quite a sum of money for a real doll. But after he got her and the interest that he showed in her, it was kind of cool in a way.
This will be her anniversary present for our 10-year. I got these matching wedding bands. They say synthetic love lasts forever on them.
When people are lonely, they often look toward alternative means to find relationships. That could be through a pet, sometimes even just going online. But there are really no substitutes for a true human companionship.
I already know she's a doll. It's not a situation where it's just like, oh yeah, she's gonna come to life one day. As long as you have at least 1 foot in reality, it's a perfectly normal thing, I think.
It's not normal.
Well, sweetie, I'm heading over to the Playhouse. I should be back about the usual time.
Sweetie didn't argue with him.
And I'd love to
She
be able
didn't
to
say
take
what
her
time
places.
you gonna be back.
I'll be back before
She
you know
didn't
it.
say why you.
Love you.
She didn't. Sweetie didn't say nothing.
Hold down the fort, okay?
He said, "I'll be
This
back
is the
at
whole
my
thing of like,
usual
oh, there
time."
goes that freak with the doll. You know, what Monty and I are gonna do is actually try to get some shopping in for the missus. It's obviously got to be stuff that she likes,
like a
but then there's obviously the aspect of like, well, she versus what I think she wants, of what I would want her to look good in. This is a shirt.
Yeah, so yeah. So his friend Derek was like, okay, well, it was kind of weird, but then I saw, you know, how he was interacting with it, and I said, oh, okay.
It's kind of cool.
I think.
But then Monty is the one that helps him buy clothes
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Monty was the one who told him about the doll, and then Monty is the one that's shopping with him now. But Derek is the one that said he and some of the friends thought it was kind of weird at first.
Yeah.
But when Derek himself noticed how he was caring for her, then he thought it was kind of cool.
So something wrong with him too.
Something wrong with him? Absolutely. Absolutely.
All of them.
Something wrong
Yeah.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Sure is.
So it's that, yeah. I mean, you know, it's okay to have a doll, but it's not okay to try to build a life with a doll. Now, he said he's thinking of so technically they didn't get married, but he said instead of calling her his synthetic girlfriend, he said, oh, that's my wife. It's been 10 years.
They got matching wedding bands, 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've been together 10 years. But I mean, he didn't actually say that they got married. He just said instead of
in his mind, they married.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, in his mind. But here's the kicker is he's been with her or had her for 10 years.
10 years. 10 whole long years.
10 years.
So they got anniversaries. They having anniversaries.
Yep.
10 years. The 10th year anniversary.
Yep.
Y'all listen. Like I said, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this is what we will be discussing. Mental illnesses all this month. We'll be talking about other things, but mainly mental illness and your mental health. This situation right here, in my opinion, he needs some help.
He does.
He feels like because he doesn't say in his mind that, oh, one day she's going to come to life. So he feel like because he's not thinking that this is normal. This is not no normal shit. This is not normal.
I really, and it's just my opinion. I don't think help will help him.
Well, I mean, I feel like because he's been having this doll,
he's too far
for 10
gone.
years.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like there's no help for him. But had someone caught him in the beginning of this to let him know this is not normal. This is not normal behavior. And people, we talk about this all the time. And if you're just joining us, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're going to be addressing all of the mental illnesses that are out there. We'll have therapists, counselors. We'll have all of those on the shows this month. But tonight, we're just kind of giving an introduction of, at the beginning, you'll have to go back and look at it. At the beginning, I told you guys the difference between mental health and mental illness. It's a difference. They're not the same. They're not the same. So when people say your mental health, they want to talk about the mental illnesses and how your mental health is or progressing or what's wrong. So if you have a mental illness, then we know your mental health is not healthy. It's not right. Something's wrong. You need some counseling, you need some medication or whatever. But also, do know that mental illnesses, some of them are hereditary. And again, we talk about this on this show so much about knowing your family history, knowing your grandma, knowing your mama, your uncles, your cousins. And like Nisa and I said, if you, my sister, and you're older and mom and dad is not here, and you see me acting a certain way, and you know mama and dad, one was schizo, one had ADHD, you as my sister should be able to tell me, hey, listen, this what happened to mom, this what happened to dad. I see you have some signs. So maybe why don't you just go to the doctor and get checked out, do a little mental test or whatever. But if you know something of that magnitude or something that's serious.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was saying that's all well and good, but will that person be receptive of that?
But listen, here's the thing. Whether they're receptive or not, they know. So the rest is up to you. Whether they're receptive or not, whether they want to go seek counseling, whether they want to go seek help, whether they want to go get tested, that's on them. You've done your part as a sister, a aunt, a cousin, a niece, a mama, or whatever. You've done your part as that friend, that relative to say, hey, I see some signs in you. You don't know this, but dad was schizophrenic from the military. Mom was ADD when she was young. I'm giving you this information, but it's up to you to do what you want to do with it. You can't make anybody fix the situation, but what you can do is tell me and leave it up to me.
Yeah.
But don't not tell me when you see something going on. And then I would think more people would be receptive because they'll be like, man, that's why I be so depressed all the time. I'm in and out. That's why this anxiety is just like, because I didn't know. Now I know.
They will go into a withdrawal or denial. You're telling me, and you're seeing these things that you're saying that my dad had, my mom had, and you're telling me now it's almost as though now instead of them saying, well, I received that, and maybe you're right. They'll twist it to say, oh, so you think I'm crazy? So you think something wrong with me? So not being acceptance of it.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because your grandma was crazy and you acted just like her. Yeah.
Right. And so now instead of me going to get help, now I done flipped it. You see what I'm saying?
Stigma away. If we take the stigma away, now what you think gonna happen? Kiki?
Say that again.
If we take the stigma away,
which is what?
which is, oh,
As
you
far as
crazy
going-
because you're going to see a psychiatrist, or you
Oh,
have to be crazy to go to a therapist or a counselor. If we take that stigma away from, especially in the African American community, if
Yeah.
we take that stigma away of, girl, you know, she went to see a therapist. I know she crazy. Oh, girl, she must be crazy. She got to get counseling. She got to take medicine. Oh, girl, she probably crazy. If we take that stigma away, I don't think we'll have the issues that you're saying.
Yeah,
I
but
really
it's, you
don't.
know, it's
That's
It's
but it's
more
okay.
of
But you're saying if we take the stigmas away, they're not going away.
it's more
So
of
it's all in.
yeah.
It's all about the delivery as well. So
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
the stigmas are there. They're not
Yeah.
going anywhere because your grandmama was crazy, your mama was crazy, and now instead, like I said, so the stigmas should have been gone back then, but they didn't know. Only thing they knew was to say Johnny
No.
jumping on his head, he's spinning on his head, or he doing this and doing that.
Yeah.
Something wrong with him. He crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So then the next set is saying, well, she over there bouncing off the wall too, like her grandmama. She
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
too. So
crazy too, yeah.
nobody stopped to say, well, hey, these situations was going on with your grandmama and mom. We might need to get us some help. They wasn't trying to get no help. They wanted a check, or they wanted to dog them and talk about them. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
nobody was trying to help.
Yeah.
So now here Kiki is 4th generation down. So you know,
You
if the
crazy.
grandmama, the great grandmama, the grandmama, and the mama was, you know, it's a wrap for me.
Yeah,
It's a wrap for me. So I've already, like you said, I've already been stigmatized. I've already been ostracized. So ain't nobody
Right.
in the trap because they go, soon as they see me do this here,
right.
don't nobody want to be bothered with it. Ain't nobody who want, because they already know. So, but I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, if it was like taking the craziness, or you know, they need to see a psychiatrist, whatever. Yeah, but it's the delivery. With us, if there's a sign, because we don't know each other's backgrounds per se.
Right.
Only thing we can do is say, Quana, you're not looking like yourself today.
Right.
You good? You okay?
Mhm.
And you say, yeah, Key, I'm good. I'm straight. No, you're not.
Right.
Right.
That's up to me as your friend to say, hey, let's go get something to eat. Let's go sit. Let's go do this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of break that down to see if you will have that conversation, or see if you want to talk about whatever it is that's going on. To try to pull it out. Us now as friends, that's what we should be doing now.
Right.
Like, and we say, like you said, we've talked about this so much, but we know each other to the point to where we can see it.
I know it's something wrong with y'all. Y'all will know it's something wrong with me. Right.
We can see it, or we can hear it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna go on and go over that. No, because that ain't what you normally do. That ain't your routine.
Right.
You off your routine. So hey, sis, you good? And then it's either gonna be, girl, yeah, I'm good, or yeah, I'm good, sis, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am.
Then no, you're not. No, you're not.
Look, that's sis, I'm good. It's a problem. It's something in that.
Right. It's something in it.
Right. Now, we can't dig. You know what I'm saying? We can try to help the situation, because we should be our sister's keepers. So we should try to, in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not gonna let you. I guess I'm gonna try to be there for you.
Yeah.
But when you become mean and hateful, when somebody is trying to literally trying to help, then you don't want it. Not from me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the person shuts down, and then it's like, well, help. I tried.
Yeah.
So we also have to be willing to let somebody in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we know we know we've been around enough to kind of to weed people And like I said, we all have that discerning spirit. We all have it. So we kind of know that thing now, that thing that don't mean, and that's what I say. That one, yeah, that thing right there. Yeah, I can't be around them. I can't be in the same room. Now, that's not trying to be judgmental.
Right.
But your spirit then picked up on something.
Right.
That's not right within that person.
And the crazy part is some of the times they don't even know. Like they don't know. Like I said, I can speak for me. When we did this last year and we had Benet on, like I didn't even know at one point that I was going through depression. I didn't even know because my way of dealing with it was always making jokes and, acting crazy and acting silly. And that was that cover up for me.
You took the word right out of my mouth. Because that's that cover
up for me because I didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
But consciously, to be honest, I didn't really think I was doing that. But until she broke it down, and y'all remember, I was like, damn, I was depressed. And I didn't even know it. So sometimes people don't really know that they're depressed. People don't really know that they're going through I can't really say anxiety because anxiety is a different type of mental illness.
Some people still don't know because if you don't know the history behind it, if you don't know what brings it on or what it's like to have anxiety or what these symptoms are. Only thing you said was, I went into the store and I panicked. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't this, I couldn't that. And then somebody that has gone through it and know it, they say, girl, you just had an anxiety attack, or girl, you just had a panic attack. So now you've been made aware that when these things happen,
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what I'm saying? We can say that all day long. I was sitting here and I was just thinking about something and my chest started hurting real bad.
Yeah.
And then you or either one of y'all be like, you know what? The last time that happened to me, Key, it was a panic attack. Or you know what I'm saying? Or it was an anxiety attack. Like, oh shit. That's what that is. So now, but what did you do? So now it's a conversational piece.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Well, I took deep breaths. I turned the lights off. I did this, that, and the third. Okay. So next time I feel that weight coming on, let me see if I can do something that, see if it'll help me.
Right.
We helping each other and not even knowing, like you said, because if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, about the family stuff and again, like you say, kids like a catch-22 because some family members might be receptive, but one is how you say it, how the delivery, and two, it's the person.
Yeah.
Because you don't, if you got a bad relationship with your auntie, you don't want that heifer to tell you nothing.
Be like,
because you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna
believe it, right? Because you already know she don't like you and you don't like her.
You crazy.
So she might just you're gonna feel like she's just telling you something just to be telling you something. But it's just we have to break that stigma. We just do, and we have to start with our kids, and so our kids can start it with their kids, and eventually it will break. It will break if people stop that stigma of, and again, it's predominantly in the African American community. Stop that stigma of because you doing counseling, you crazy, or because you go and see a psychiatrist, you're crazy. That's not necessarily the case.
There's a lot of us now are going.
Yeah,
it's a lot of us now because, like you said, because it's the stigma is being lifted because there's so much going on. It's suicide.
Yes.
It's like your children, and it's so much going on now. So we're being made more aware. We're reading more. You know what I'm saying? We're checking our history, our family lineage, and okay. Yeah. I didn't go through this, but it can skip a generation.
It can. It definitely
it's like,
can.
Okay, well, that's why you didn't say anything, because I didn't go through it, so why would I say anything about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you see it in your child, and you're like, well, my auntie, or like say my grandmother or my mom.
Yeah.
So now it skipped you, but the child grabbed it. Because like you said, some of that stuff is hereditary. It's in the bloodline. It's and they didn't get help, or it was the medications that they were put on.
Right.
And now, you know, your baby, you know, the medicine that you was taking, you know, people don't even realize that either. I think a lot of these kids that's born with ADHD and a lot of these different, I think it was because of the parent something was going on already off balance in their parent.
Yes.
They was doing drugs possibly. They was all kinds of things. They were damaging their bodies.
Yep.
And not necessarily.
And now the children are having to suffer from that.
Yep.
But not necessarily that. It can be an inheritance, but not necessarily because they treated their body wrong. It could just be, again, the neurotransmitters in their brains that has happened. The chemical imbalance in their brain have gone down to their kids. And that's what I read earlier. You weren't on, Kiki, but I read that earlier. So it's not necessarily that they're treating their bodies bad
and that's not all. No, that's not always the case. But when you seen Tasha out there before Tasha got pregnant, when you seen Tasha out there in them streets, and Tasha was doing this, is that, and the third, and now she's pregnant.
Yeah.
But now and then she had a baby, and you wondering why the baby was having so many difficulties. You know what I'm saying? It's going through so much. Tasha damaged, she was out there. Like you said, some of it is hereditary.
Yeah.
But some now, because I'm looking at being that I'm working around, you know, working in the pediatrics, and it's so many, my God.
Yes, it is.
It's so many children.
Oh, I remember working in peds.
That are being diagnosed with the ADHD. They're honest, and I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, these kids are literally bouncing off the fucking walls.
Yes.
They won't sit down. The mama's telling them this, that, and third. They tearing up shit.
Yep.
They back and forth. The parents, and then when they get them on this medication, they call them. I need a refill. I need a refill. I need a refill. I need a refill. Child won't do this. The child, and I'm sitting there like, is there anything else that can be done besides medicating these kids?
It's the food.
That too.
The food, but it's still, now the chemical, from a medical standpoint, the chemical imbalance is really, really, really tricky because, like I said earlier, my youngest son is bipolar and ADD. His psychiatrist had to give him like 6 or 7 different medications before we found one that calmed him down, that made him focus, and that helped him sleep at night.
So is he still considered bipolar and AD? Okay, and does he still have to take medicine? Okay, so what happens if he does not take his medicine? Has he had an episode to where he was like he didn't take his medicine, or
can't sleep. He will stay up all night, like literally will never go to sleep.
So his brain just keeps going.
It's going. They call it's that particular situation with my son, they called a manic episode. Because he just doing things. He won't go to sleep. He can't go to sleep because his mind is going 5,000 and you know, I think sometime I might be bipolar. I've tested, I've all of that, and they said no, I'm just ADHD. But there are plenty nights when I'm in this bed, probably because I do too damn much. That's probably my situation.
But
sometimes I'm in the bed and I can't go to sleep because it's going, my mind, my brain. I'll be up to 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and then I go to sleep. But my brain be on business. Like, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do, I got to do this. I got to do that. So, but I was never diagnosed as bipolar. I've been tested because if my son had it, my mom was ADHD. I was diagnosed ADHD. My son was diagnosed by, and I asked the doctor, "You sure I'm not bipolar?" I was like, "No." They did every test that they could do to see if I was bipolar, and I passed every test. But I still feel like at times I have my little manic episodes where I can't sleep because I just got so much on my mind, and I'll be up.
But what about his daddy? What about they side? Anybody over there?
Nope. It all came from my side because my mom was ADHD. My dad was ADHD as well. But nobody on his side, they've been tested, none of that. It all came from my side of the family.
Oh,
so, you know, and I'm just like, y'all sure? And the doctor told me, say, "You want to be on somebody?" I say, "No," but I just find it kind of odd because some of the things that my son goes through, I go through.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "Well, we tested you. Here's your test results. You are ADD, but you're not bipolar." So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not. I just need medicine to focus.
Yeah.
To focus, because if something don't interest me, I'm out. I don't care the conversation. I could be looking right in your face and I won't hear not one damn word you said. If it's not important, or if it's not something that I want to know, or it's a conversation I'm enjoying, you'll never know. I won't hear a goddamn word you said because I'm gone. My attention is gone. If you can't hold my attention, my mind is gone. My body will be there, but my mind, I'm gone. I can't focus on what you're saying. What is you saying?
So that's called ADHD?
When you can't focus, yes. When you lose focus.
Because if that's...
Let me read that. When you lose focus...
I need to go get tested.
and you know, I've been this way all my life, but like I said, when we were kids, our parents, you ain't no ADHD, your ass is bad, you better sit down, I'm gonna beat your ass. Period. They didn't believe in that. They didn't believe in
they didn't, it wasn't diagnosed. They wasn't, you were just a badass child, you were just you busy.
No.
Busy.
I was diagnosed, but my mother refused to put me on medication. She told the doctor, "I'm not going to start putting my child on all this different stuff."
Because that Ritalin, that Ritalin would that send you to a zombie state.
Yeah.
So listen at this. ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent inattention, hyperactivity, or impulsivity. I got them all. I do, because some days I could be hyper, I could be real up, and some days I could be like, "Ooh, just leave me alone. I don't feel like being bothered." I'm very impulsive. Sometimes, well, I kind of got out of that. When I was younger, in my 20s, I was very impulsive. I spend money like nothing. I go shopping like nothing. I just did like nothing. As I've gotten older, married, and have a house, I know I can't spend like that. I can't do those. So as I've gotten older too, like I told Nisa earlier, I've learned how to control certain things with my ADHD.
Okay.
Without being on medication. But because I'm like, shit, I ain't getting on no medication right now. And it says it can significantly impact daily life and can begin in childhood, often continuing into adolescent and adulthood. And there's 3 characteristics, okay? The inattention, difficulty focusing, staying on task, following directions, and organizing. Now, the organizing I will do. Following directions I can do. Staying on task don't always work.
Yeah.
Because I start something, I'm going to finish it. I started, but I got to stop and I got to go do something else. And I got to go do something else. And I got to come back. I wish y'all could be here when I'm cleaning the house.
No, I don't.
Because V is like, you tear up the house before you clean the house. Like, I'm moving stuff. I'm moving furniture. I'm moving stuff. And she's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, because I don't like it over there no more. I got to move it. But then I have the living room tore up with stuff in the middle of the floor. But then now I'm back in the bedroom trying to fix the bedroom up, clean up. It's so staying on task for me sometimes is hard if somebody else is telling me what to do. But if I'm doing what I want to do, I can jump off and get back on and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's why I can't work for nobody no more. I got to work for me. I can't, because you can't tell me what to do. I want to do it the way I want to do it when I want to do it.
Gotcha. Hey, Lenitra.
And in attention, like I said, if it ain't nothing I want to talk about, I want to hear, I'm out. My mind is gone. I'm still there, but I probably ain't heard a damn thing you said.
Well, I
And
need
if
to
you
go
ask
get
me,
tested for
I'll
real.
tell you. I'll be like, girl, I wasn't paying attention. What you said?
I need to go get
But
tested.
that's my portion of the ADD. The hyperactivity, restlessness, fidgeting, difficulty sitting still, excessive talking. That's me. I can talk my ass off.
No.
Don't ask me to sit still too long. I can't. I got to move. That's why I love nursing. That's why I love phlebotomy. I'm constantly moving. Don't ask me to sit down in no goddamn office. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. If you want me to do that, I can't work for you. I'm not sitting down nowhere for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I would be crazy.
No,
I can't do it.
I feel you.
I barely get through the 2 hours of this show sitting down.
I feel
Just to be honest, you know, y'all notice I'm always moving. I'm always doing something. That's my AD. Y'all probably never really paid attention to it until I'm saying it now. I'm eating. I'm moving. I'm doing
No,
something
I
with my
pay
hands.
attention. I pay attention.
Yeah, I'm always doing something. That's a part of my ADHD. I can't. I'm on the computer. I can't sit. I'm getting restless. I can't sit. I'll barely be making it. I'm telling you, I do these 2 hours.
I believe you.
But I do. And you know, and a lot of people, they might not recognize. The only way I recognize it is when I think I was 19 when my mom first told me that I was ADHD. And she gave me the option to go get checked and see if I needed medication. She thought I was doing pretty well, but at the same time, she was like, you got to slow down. You got to stop. You're moving too much. You're doing it. You got to do too much. You need to go to the doctor. Because at this point, I'm 19 now.
Yeah.
And I'm out. I'm doing it. I'm moving around. So she's worried now. So she was like, she had to sit me down. Hey, listen, you were this, da 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 da. I refuse to put y'all on medication. My sister as well. I refuse to do that. But now that you're older, you need to know this. And it's very seldom that you're going to have parents that do that. But mine did. You need to know this.
That's good.
Now I'm telling you, you figure out how you need to deal with it. You're 19. You're a grown woman. And I was on medicine for a while. A long time. And then I felt like I ain't needed no more. And I took myself off it and I still needed it. But, you know, I was like, I could do this. I'm grown. I could do this. It wasn't working. But, you know, it takes people to recognize the difference in them as well as somebody else recognizing a difference in you. And it's little things again, like I told, look, I just need to see somebody for real because I just told Lisa earlier, I really think I have PTSD because when I broke it down and read exactly what PTSD is, like I told her, when I get in my car, I get anxiety. I'm nervous because of 4 accidents that V and I were in within 5 years. So now when I get in my car, I'm like, oh, Lord, somebody going to hit me. Just, Jesus, please, just get me where I'm going because I'm just nervous. And I told Nisa, V is like, sometimes she don't want to ride with me because my anxiety is so bad. And if somebody's like look like they even coming in my lane, I'm like, she's like, you going to hurt somebody trying to keep somebody else from hitting you that might not even hit you.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had it since my accident.
Huh?
I've had it since my accident.
See, and it's like, dang, but we've broken down all the other things, but the PTSD we didn't get a chance to talk about last year. So when I read what it was, I'm like, damn, that's what I got. Because I really just freak out when I'm in a car sometimes.
Yeah, that that deer done took me out mentally, and like you saying, like when I leave in the morning, now I mean it's daylight, but when it was like dark and I would have to leave, I would literally, my chest would sweat, it would get real tight. And I would drive as I'm going to work, like that, because we have deers out here.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
and
we do.
they pop out.
Yes, they do.
They will pop out. They will cross the street like they running stuff. And I've had that since the accident. I've had 2 occasions.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I've had them. It was 2 of them. They were a little bit ahead of me, but it was 2 of them just dance just right on across the street. And of course, now it sends you back into that shock or to that accident. And now I'm, like I said, I'm a nervous wreck now, and then it happened again. It happened like two times since that accident, and just in our area. And I'm like, Lord Jesus. Or now when I go home, I've been home, I think maybe twice since the accident. And when I get to that spot where I had that accident, I get the tightness in my chest. And I get to take it, my breaths and stuff. And it's not a good feeling.
It is not.
It's not a good feeling at all. And like you say, knowing what it is, I don't think I need no medicine for it, but to know that your body is in shock.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. It can come from any type of trauma or anything. It ain't got nothing, a lot of people, they were blaming it on the military. When they was coming home from the military, that's all, and that's really all only people I've heard about
the military
having it was military.
PTSD.
Right. And so it's like, that's them the only ones that you ever heard to have it. He must be suffering from PTSD. They was in the military. Were you in the military? Now, any type of traumatic situation or experience will send you back. It'll send you in. And like I said, I can see stuff pop out like from
and
my
do you have
from this
flashbacks?
side. Huh?
Do you have flashbacks?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like when it first happened, it was it was a wrap. You feel me? And me and my son had this conversation because he and I was in the car together. So it was like, you've been, have you felt this way? Or have you, we're trying to, I'm trying to keep, talk to him about it. He questioning me because, and it's like, yeah, ma, or I say, yeah, son, it's one of those, have you had this, have you felt this way or whatever the case may be, because it's PTSD.
Yeah. It's trauma.
And it's trauma. And like I say, it ain't, I'm not saying that it's something that you have to be, I have to go and get some medicine for, but recognizing that, that is what this is.
Yeah.
So let me give y'all this I can't even talk.
And while you looking at that, the first time I had a panic attack, like say, you hear things, you hear different people say they have this, that, and third, but if you've never gone through it and experienced it, it's really like it doesn't exist. Because you saying, well, shit, it ain't never happened to me, so whatever. But some friends and we were going to South Carolina, and it was my turn to drive. We were supposed to be going to Folly Beach. And we were driving, and there was this bridge coming. Again, I'm driving. We get on the bridge, we just talking and having a good time. 2 lanes. And the cars just flying by. But the bridge kept going this way. So it's like we were never it's like a roller coaster. You know how you go slow on a roller coaster till you get to the top?
So the bridge was actually doing that?
The bridge was that high.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it was going.
So as I'm driving, I'm waiting on it to level out. The bridge didn't level out. So now I went from, we talking and having a good time to hands grip the steering wheel. Tears are literally running down my face, and I'm taking, like Harlem Nights, I'm taking short breaths, like I promise y'all. And everybody in the car is like, such. They was like, yo, wait a minute. Hey, Key is not, she ain't responding to shit that's going on, y'all. And I didn't look to the left. I didn't look to the right. They were saying stuff to me, and this is how I was responding. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And they said, we got to get her across. We got to get her across this bridge. And guess what?
Once you
we were going the wrong damn way.
Oh.
So guess what we had to do?
On the bridge.
We had to come back.
I didn't go back. Oh, Jesus.
So after we got across the bridge and we pulled over, after they literally peeled my fingers out from around that steering wheel, I got out of the driver's seat, got in the back seat in the fetal position.
Oh.
And stayed there until we got to where we needed to go. But when I tell you, it was like the chest is doing my chest. I felt like my chest was doing this. I could not breathe. Out tears, and it wasn't the fact that, I wasn't trying to cry.
Right.
But tears were literally running down my face. And they panicked because they was like, no, we got to get her across this bridge. We can't. Key is go. They literally had to talk me through it. Key, just be calm. Just calm down. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. I'm holding the steering wheel. The car's on the other side. This bridge to me is rickety because it's just 2 lanes. So anytime the traffic on that side is passing by, the car is doing this. That was the first time I knew what a panic attack was. And again, not knowing, not having to go through it, we don't know that our bodies react these certain type of ways.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The body is, God did his thing.
Yeah, it's amazing, Beth. That's why I love medical so much.
It's amazing.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
For sure.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like you said, you be looking like, what I wouldn't have thought to, that's not something that you just think, okay, when I go here and get across the bridge, I'm gonna have an attack or I'm gonna feel a certain type of way.
Yeah.
It literally just takes control. Your nerve, everything in your body just start doing what it wants to do.
Yeah. I'm the same way with driving across if I'm driving across a big body of water at night.
Oh,
I'm like this, and immediately I start feeling lightheaded, and I just speed up. I'm like, let me get off of here. In the daytime, I'm fine because I can see everything. At night, all I know is everything on both sides of me is black.
It's water. Yeah.
It's water, and I got to get off this bridge. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
But immediately, my body just starts doing what it. I was like, okay, let's go. Got to get off of here. Can't.
And it's like you got to talk yourself down. You got to talk yourself through it, especially when it's just you.
But do you guys realize it's your mind that's doing it to you?
Yeah.
But why y'all thinking? Key, what were you thinking about that made you go like, okay, fuck, I'm on this bridge?
But here's the thing, I wasn't. I tell you what it was. Because the Dolly Parton Bridge. Both of y'all know the Dolly Parton Bridge.
I do.
Okay, so the Dolly Parton Bridge we got the M&Ms, they call them the bridge. But it's not going here. This bridge literally was going, as I'm driving, I'm going up, 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 up.
So it's like real
So
deep.
I'm like, there is what's on the other side. What's about, you know what I'm saying? So is it going to ever level out? And now I promise you, because my sister, there's a bridge they just built a few years ago in Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister, I'm riding with my sister. And she like, sister, she said, sister, go, and we're going to go this way. I said, okay. I say, that's a bridge right there, right? She said, yeah, but it's okay. I said, okay. I got in the car. As I started to drive, it angled out to where it was pulled right over. I got out. I couldn't do it because I had my body was afraid now.
Yeah.
So now anytime trying to go across something like that, I said I can't do it, but it's the fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't been able to just say, hey, talk myself through it. You know, sometimes if you don't have a choice, like Nisa say, okay, I ain't got a choice. I can't stop.
Yeah,
I can't back up. So I got to. But baby, when I don't, and see, it was instant, Quana. That's why I think it scared me so bad, because I'm like, I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
We driving and having a good time. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I don't see no street. I don't see nothing in front of me.
Let me tell you. It's
so not like you said, the mind is like, something's about to happen, or you don't know what's about to happen.
Right.
That sends the body into shock. So it's like now.
Straight up. It's a shock. But I'm gonna read something on post-traumatic stress disorder. It says that PTSD is a mental health condition that can develop after experiencing or witnessing. I didn't even think about that. Witnessing a traumatic event. It is characterized by a range of symptoms, including intrusive thoughts, avoidance behaviors, negative alterations in mood and cognition, and changes in arousal and reactivity. PTSD can significantly impact a person's life, interfering with their daily activities, relationships, and overall well-being. Now, I never thought about the witnessing part of it.
Yeah.
That somebody can get PTSD from witnessing something. Never thought about that.
Trauma. Yeah, that's trauma.
Yeah, from witnessing, a trauma or like a shooting or, like something like that. If they witness that could cause PTSD. And I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Because you replaying that.
Yeah.
In your head over and over.
Those thoughts.
Or like you said, you could be walking and having a good time and you hear a gun pop off.
Yeah.
Instantly you go back into
that. Whatever that first traumatic experience was.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what she said, since it said I'm the same, it's worse after the bridge in Baltimore collapsed. Oh God. I have been over that bridge so many times near my house. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. We don't really think about things when it's happening. To say, oh damn, that was just a PTSD moment. We don't think about that.
Right.
No.
We just like, Lord God, thank you, Jesus. You got me over this bridge, Lord. All your bearings come back and you're like, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Lord, I ain't going over that bridge no more. Or, I'm not doing that no more. Or, I'm not going to look at that no more because it was a trauma for you. Yeah. But in that moment, we don't think that it's a trauma. We let it pass through and we do whatever we do. And we're on to the next day, not thinking, oh, damn, I just had a PTSD moment.
Right.
Okay, I have to be careful with going over bridges or going over this because I'm having a panic attack, which is the cause of some post-traumatic stress.
But but see, the thing about that is we don't know when it's going to come about. So
I know that's what I'm saying.
But you said like just say, for instance, now with the bridges with me, I know going home, there's no, well, I just ain't never did it, but the route I have to take is going across that Dolly Parton Bridge. Now, going over it my whole entire life. Now, even though that bridge was nothing like the other one, I still get flutters from just this one because of how traumatically that other one was. And because that one is familiar to me, it's not as bad. That one is, so like you said, things that are familiar, maybe the reaction won't be as bad. I mean, like I said, I still get flutters in my chest. But
so do you get it with all bridges, or just the ones around your house? Like
just the ones I don't know about. No, if it's like if it's a surprise, like that was a surprise to me.
Okay.
So the Dolly Parton Bridge, I know about it. I already know if I take a picture of it right now, everybody knows, was she on her way home or she heading out?
Yeah.
I can drive that, but because of the traumatic experience I had with the other one, my heart flutters.
Okay, gotcha.
Now I know I got to get across it, but I'm like with Nisa. Now with that one, I have to get my ass on across that thing. I had to I can't, because I feel I get a flutter, I get kind of nauseous, and I'm like, I've never had that before going across this one because that's how I go home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But after that incident, now it's like, ooh. Like the one going to New Orleans, going into Mississippi.
I was about to say, yeah.
That one, that one right there, it does something to me.
Girl, when
because,
I
like
get
you
on
said,
that bridge,
on both sides is water.
I put the windows down when I get on there. I want to see the water.
If it's daytime, yeah. If it's daytime, yes. Not at night.
Now, after Katrina, the very first time I went over that bridge to go home, I was scared to death because it was a totally different bridge, and you could see the other bridge right next to it where it was washed away. So you could see the bridge, and it stopped right here, and it's gotta open in about 2 or 3 miles. And then you see the next part, and it's still there. They hadn't completely taken that part of the bridge down, but they started to build another one. So when I first started going home after Katrina, I was scared to death to go over that bridge. And I had been going over that bridge for almost 10 years.
Yep.
But because I knew it was washed away and people were washed away on that bridge, and I'm riding and I can see the bridge that broke up, and I'm like, why is that still there? Like, take that shit down. You're going to give people anxiety. And I really was like almost into a panic attack because I'm like, oh, Lord, just get me across this bridge. Just get me. And I've never done that before. But after Katrina, I'm like, oh, Lord. And I see people on Facebook post that picture all the time about that bridge saying, not me. I ain't never going over that bridge. But it never bothered me before until after Katrina.
Yeah.
So and the thing about it is, it's crazy because I wasn't there. I had just moved to Atlanta, maybe a year. I wasn't there, so I didn't have a traumatic experience from it. So I didn't understand why I was starting to feel that way going over that bridge. And for me, the only conclusion I can come up with is just thinking about all the people that lost their life on that bridge. So now I'm scared because the water ain't that low under that bridge.
No.
So all the while I'm thinking, look, and if it rains, I ain't going over that bridge. I'm going all the way through Baton Rouge. I'm gonna add another hour to my trip. I'm not going on that bridge while it's raining.
Yep.
But at that time, I didn't recognize what it was. But now I can say what it was. I guess I didn't have any trauma, but I saw what happened. They showed that. They have pictures of that. Helicopters and stuff. because they were flying around trying to find people, you know, and to know that water is something else, y'all. That's gonna be another topic one day. I never knew water could move things the way it moved things.
Baby, that's a mighty force.
But you know, just to piggyback on everything we've been talking about, if you know that a family member is dealing with something, and you know that another family member has had these things and they showing the same symptoms, y'all please talk to your family.
Yeah. Please.
And parents, do not be afraid to get your kids some counseling, some therapy.
Yeah.
Especially if you have young kids who have lost people. Those are some of the worst ones to deal with. When you have kids that have lost a mother, a father, who have lost grandparents who were raising them, they need counseling.
Yeah.
They need counseling.
Yep.
And you have to explain to them that they're not crazy. You're just having them talk to someone so they can deal with the trauma that they just experienced.
Yep.
Well, it was only by the grace of God that I am sitting before you today with, I mean, I don't know if I have any issues of, because I mean, you know, I can say I'm normal. You know what I'm saying? But because I dealt with a very traumatic experience at a very, very young age, and we didn't get counseling. I didn't get counseling until I went myself. And it was only because of grief support at my church. You know, we had grief support at church. But because I could relive that experience over and over and over, just like it was happened today, I could still, and I can, just as I'm sitting here talking to you, I can see everything that happened, you know, everything that I went through. So, again, it doesn't affect me as much as it did as far as my emotions. And I think that had to do with being able, you know, going to grief, being able to talk about, you know, with like-minded people. And that was, I guess that's another reason why I did the brunch for those of us, you know, with Miss, and now that I think, you know, it just dawned on me. Going through grief counseling and going through grief support with people that understand, and it didn't have to be the grief. What I took away from that as well, that people grieve in different ways.
Yes.
So it does not have to be the death of a loved one.
Yeah.
You know, there were people in there that were dealing with grief from losing relationships. They're divorced, losing their children, losing spouses, losing just grief comes in all different forms, shapes, and sizes. But to be able to be in the same room with the like-minded people who would not judge, because we were all grieving, regardless to what it was. So I think that in itself too helped me with coming up and creating this Missing Our Moms, because even though we have support, if you have not gone through, doesn't have to be the same thing, but if you have not gone through grief, especially with the missing the mother part, you don't get it. You can't get it. I wouldn't expect you to get it. You know, you feel me what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at you because you don't understand. I'm not, because I can't be mad. But for you, I want you to understand as well. And I'm speaking in general, when I go and have an episode, or, you know what I'm saying, or have a crying spell, or like you say, something triggers it to where I just break down or I become withdrawn. I need you as my friend or as my person to understand she's having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Give her that moment.
Mhm.
So when people started to come to the brunch, Kwana, you know,
Mhm.
Nisa, and to say, you know what? I can cry, snot can fly, I can scream, I can yell, and nobody's gonna look at me and judge me because they understand. They get it and they understand. So I mean, I need counseling? I'm sure I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I've been to grief support, but I've never seen a counselor. I've never talked to anybody professionally about my trauma. I've just learned to live and exist. And I think, I mean, that's why I say I praise God. I thank God for keeping me, because I could have been gone a long time ago. I could have been out there strung out. I could have went a whole different ways.
Yeah, whole different way. Yep.
But it's the people that God has placed in my life from being a child to as of this moment right here. So I can't do nothing but give him thanks. So yeah. Just like I say, think about that. That just put some more things into perspective. Like I said, about us being able to have someone that we can talk to, you know what I'm saying, and counseling. And I'm telling y'all, I'm a true living testimony. I'm a walking testimony. And for anybody that wants to hear my story, at some point I'll share it, but it won't be tonight.
But here's the reason why I started doing the mental health retreats. And I said this earlier, Key, before you came on. You know, I was doing it because I had several friends calling me, venting about this and that. And I was like, you know what, Lord, how can I help them? And he gave me this, just like he gave me this to start doing. But I didn't realize he was giving me this to do, not just for y'all, but for me too.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how much I needed the mental health retreat as much as y'all did. I'm like, damn, I needed this too.
Yeah.
So it was a reason behind him saying, I need you to do this. I asked you to do this, because when I first heard it, I was like, God, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't do this. And I just had to do it. But, you know, and the mental health retreats, to me, they're so important. They're so important for my friends and for all the new people that has come through my mental health retreat group. I mean, it's so important for people to have a healthy mental. And if you have a mental illness, it's so important for you to check on it, to talk about it, to get some help, to, you know, make sure that you're okay. Because a lot of the people that I found that have mental illnesses, they got babies, they got kids. You can't help your kids if you ain't right.
Exactly.
You can't show up for your kids if you ain't right.
You ain't right. Yes.
You can't even show up for your husband or your wife if you ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You might think you showing up all nice and good, but you ain't showing up like you're supposed to. So if you don't recognize that you have a mental illness, and again, all mental illnesses ain't happening because you crazy. That's not it. If you don't recognize you have a mental illness and do something about it, one, you ain't gonna be able to take care of nobody else because you can't take care of you. And two, you can't take care of you because there's a problem and you don't want to fix it. So what happens is everybody around you suffers. And I need y'all to listen at this and really understand, everybody around you suffers.
Yep.
Because you are dealing with stuff and you don't understand that sometimes you put that stuff on other people. Not intentionally, but because you don't address what's going on with you, You're putting things on other people. Your relationships ain't working. Your friendships ain't working. Your family ships ain't working. Because you're not taking care of your mental health. We need everybody to just step back and take a day. And that's the reason for the theme of my mental health at the end of my mental health retreat at the end of this month is called Getting Back to You. Because if you don't take care of you, I can't stress this enough. You have to have your mental health together before you can take care of somebody else. And a lot of things that we learned in my very first mental health retreat is you got to make a list. You got to make a list of the things that you do every day. What's important, what you need, what you don't need. And a lot of things that we do ain't important.
Right.
We think it's important, but it's not.
Right.
You know, where is that list? I had it right here. I'm going to share this with y'all before I get off of here. I just had that list right here. I'm going to try to get Nisa to put it on the God dog it. Here it is. On the Ladies Den, nope, that's not it. On the Ladies Den page. Here it is. That thing I was just telling y'all about. For those of you, I think Nisa and Kiki probably still have this. But this is some things that Tanika, who was one of the therapists here, some homework she gave us to do. And we never got back together to see if everybody did this. So I'm gonna try to send this to Nisa because y'all know I'm not mechanical. So it's actually 3 pages that go together. So this is the first page, and it says things on my plate. So on this page, you will write down everything that's on your plate, like everything you have to do on a daily, on a weekly basis. You will write them on this sheet. Now, once you write them on the sheet, you're going to separate them into categories. What's expected of you, what's optional, what's important, what's necessary, and what's vital. And believe it or not, you'll be surprised because I realize a lot of wasn't even necessary, okay? So y'all can see this is some of my list. I started on it, but it goes right here and it tells you to write write everything that's expected of you. But out of all those things that's expected of you, you want to write down what's optional. Out of these things that's expected, what's optional? Because you don't have to do all these things that people expect of you.
Right.
Then you're going to write what's important from this list of expected. Then you're going to write what's necessary and what's vital. And believe me, y'all, this really works because you will understand that everything that people expect of you that's on this expected, it ain't really what you got to do.
Right.
They expect you to do this, but you have to make sure and you have to tell yourself, is this really optional? Is it important? Is it necessary? Or is it vital? And I'm telling you, if you make this list and then you start sticking to this list, you're going to realize, oh my God, I was doing so much stuff that I did not have to do. I did it because somebody expected me to do it. You don't have to. It's probably optional. Optional. And here's another little thing. I'm gonna try to put these I'm gonna try to get Nisa to post these in a group. And here's another little paper she gave us. All about, so what's your worries? What are the things you worry about? Out of those things, what is vital and what's important out of the things you worry about? And then after that, the next one she had was making time for you. How much time in the day do you spend for you? For me, I might have 2 hours. The rest of my day is for V, for mama, the house, and everything, the businesses, everything else. I don't really have no time for me. When I have time for me, I'm usually on a trip. I'm out. You know, what does time look like for you? What is spending time for yourself? What does that look like for you? What are the barriers to taking time for you? Like, what's stopping you from making time for you? What's stopping you?
Right.
What's in your way that Kiki can't go get her nails and her feet done? What's in your way that Nisa can't go get her hair done and take herself on a lunch date? What's stopping you from doing those things for yourself?
Right.
And the last one, which was really me, is, do you feel guilty about taking time for yourself? Yes, sometimes I do. I'll be like, damn, I'm getting my nails done. Be at the house, mom at the house. I can wait. I've done that. So do you feel guilty about taking time for yourself? Why? And it's a couple of more on here. I'm not going to give them out too much because we're going to do some of these again at the mental health retreat, because we need to follow up on, these questions and things that she gave us to do. But the expected and optional and all that, I'm gonna post that, or I'll have Nisa post it in the group, so some of y'all can work on this and figure out, all this stuff you're doing for everybody else. What about you? What about you? So we're gonna leave it at that.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
We're gonna leave that out there in the atmosphere.
It's going down this weekend.
Yes,
y'all ready?
It is. Lisa, you could put that up so she could talk about it. You gonna tell them what's going on?
Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Oh, my bad. I've been talking about it. Y'all, there's 2 more days left. Not to get tickets, but just for the event itself. And I am super duper excited. I am so excited to present my 5th annual Missing Our Moms Pre-Mother's Day brunch. This is my baby. This is near and dear to my heart. And I just look forward to seeing you guys there. The tickets are still available. If you need to purchase tickets, they're still available.
Did we ever get any winners?
Huh?
Did we ever get any winners?
Child, no.
Oh God.
Okay. I mean, if you know somebody, that, would benefit or would like to come, then, they can just, give their name. You give it to, or you can give it to me and we'll put their name on the list at the door. But I mean, I think it's gonna be a grand old time as always. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to another year of healing, another year of therapy, another year of meeting new people, and another year of celebrating and honoring our angels and saying their names.
Y'all don't want to miss it. It's just an awesome time. It's just an awesome time. Y'all don't want to miss it. Get your tickets. Come on out. We tried to raffle off 2 tickets. I was gonna donate a ticket. Somebody else was gonna donate a ticket, but we ain't have nobody want to answer these questions. So, and my question we definitely can't do now. So, yeah. Go on, get your little tickets, and we're gonna see y'all on Saturday. Y'all don't want to miss this. It's gonna be an awesome time. It's really gonna be an awesome time.
1 o'clock.
And I mean, if you still have your mom, you might just want to just come and support us, the ones who don't.
Yes. Yes.
You know, just
please.
come and support us and be a listening ear. But it's not only for your moms, like it's like for your grandmoms, like any
your mother figure. Yeah, if you had someone
yeah.
in your life that's you know that was you considered to be your mom,
mother, anybody that played a mother figure in your life,
played
if
that
they're
role,
gone, you might want to come and celebrate them. So yeah, come out. And they're gonna have some good food, y'all. They're gonna have some good food.
Ooh,
I'm only going for the food. No, I'm just
really
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Really?
But they're really gonna have some good food, a good speaker. Yeah. Y'all come on out. I'm bringing mom.
Really, Lisa? Really, Lisa?
Look, I'm bringing mom. She's coming. She no longer has her mother.
Oh,
so
good.
Me and mom gonna hang out at the brunch. So yeah, we'll be there.
How sweet.
We will be there. So B has a prior engagement, so she won't be able to make it. So I'm like, well, me and mom are going. So we going. But y'all come out, support us, you know, just it's a celebration. It's nothing sad.
Yes.
We're celebrating their life. We're celebrating them. You know, the lives we spent with them, the memories, we're celebrating that.
Yes.
So
yes,
y'all come on out and enjoy a good show, some great food, and honor your mother, grandmother, aunt, you know, whoever.
Great entertainment.
Oh, the entertainment is always good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she got the hottest host in the ATL, Miss Tina Bridges. So if y'all ain't coming for nothing, y'all can come for Tina. You know she gonna be hosting it down. Holding it down. So y'all might want to come on out. So,
hold it down.
It's gonna be a time. It's gonna have a time. And if you ain't there, you're gonna miss a good time.
Yeah, catch us next year.
Catch us next year. Next year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Like I said earlier on the show, this is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
We are going to be breaking down several mental illnesses throughout this month. I'm just letting y'all know every time y'all come on this month, we will be talking about mental illness and mental health. We just won't focus the whole show on it, but we will break it down. We will have therapists and counselors on the next 3 weeks. Breaking down the anxiety, the depression, breaking down the post-traumatic stress, and you know all the other ones, the clinical depression, the bipolar, the dementia, the schizophrenia, the OCD, and we will have somebody talking and breaking it down for kids and for adults, so you can know what to look for in your child. You can know what to look for in your husband or wife, maybe something you ain't never seen before. So they'll be telling you the signs, the symptoms, the treatments, and all that kind of stuff. And the first topic we're going to break down and discuss is depression and anxiety. So those will be the two topics that we talk about next week. We're going to have therapist Vinay Butler on again. She was on last year talking about depression and anxiety, and was talking about certain things you can look for in your kids if they're not talking to you about what they're going through, and certain things you can notice. So make sure you join us next week for that. So yeah, y'all, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all rocking with us every week. And again, y'all know we never get out of here at 9 o'clock. I don't know why, but we don't. We didn't even leave no time to do Would You Rather. But we'll make some time to do a few next week. So don't forget to go like us on Facebook, The Ladies Den. Follow us on Instagram at The Ladies Den 2023. And please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Ladies Den Podcast. And we will see you guys next week.
See y'all later.
Hey, are you ready?
Hey, thank you for joining us in the Den. You can find us here live streaming every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next week.
You got it locked into the ladies den. It's Lady K, Kiki too, plus the Bayou Diva. You know how they do. From breaking news to favorite foods. She was popping in the city, hot topics too. Advice for your issues if you need to grab a tissue. Just wait till a break, they may say something that'll fit you. Amazing guests live on set. You can laugh to your heart's content. They appreciate the love cause it's truly a blessing. My name's Saga Boss and I approve this message.
Ain't no room for ladies. Enjoy the entertainment. You are locked in to the ladies' den. So there's no confusion. They love what they do. You are locked in to the ladies' den.
The Ladies Den, Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell them Saga sent you.